According to next week's Young and the Restless teasers, Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, takes a risk with Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron. Additionally, Eric Braden's character Victor Newman makes an offer that he believes one man cannot turn down. Additionally, one of the redheads in Genoa City has more bad news. The most recent Y&R spoilers for the week of September 22nd are available here. Okay, let's begin by discussing Victor's offer. After discussing redheads, we'll save Holden and Claire for last. Victor is battling Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, has currently been expelled from Team Rebellion by Kane, who claims that Billy is overly sentimental about his grudge against Victor. But Kane might soon intensify his own personal plan to harm Victor. Kane will inform Amanda Sinclair, Michelle Morgan, that they will proceed with their first plan at the end of this week. The one to use that dubious AI program to launch simultaneous strikes on all the big businesses in town. Ironically, Victor was on the phone with someone this past week, pledging to take down Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, Billy, and Kane simultaneously. Although it sounds like they both want to attack simultaneously, Victor might be caught off guard by this. Amanda is ordered by Kane to call their group of accomplices. Kane and Amanda arrive, eager to get started, along with Michael Baldwin, Christian Jules Leblig, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. Billy wanted to be a part of the plan, so when Phyllis arrives, she worries about how he will respond when Kane forces him out. However, Kane tells Phyllis, "Look, Billy Abbott's, Jason Thompson going to be fine." Kane also explains that Billy had to leave because he was a wild card and had too much emotional baggage. Kane is annoyed when Michael and Phyllis argue when they arrive at the meeting. Phyllis Summers and Michael Summers keep quiet and reassure their new boss that they get along. Michael is then cautioned by Kane that this approach will require breaking some laws. Nevertheless, Kane assures them that none of them will have filthy hands, be held responsible, or get into trouble. His artificial intelligence algorithm gives the impression that the attack originated internally at the targeted firm rather than externally. After working for Victor in the gray area for so long, Michael assures everyone gathered that he knows how to bend the law. Kane says, the payoff will be huge, but the execution of the plan won't be easy. Michael is surprised that fellow lawyer Amanda is on board with the criminality, but the woman lawyer responds, "Sometimes you've got to work in gray areas for the greater good." The primary issue is that he is acting as a double agent and might return to alert Victor. I'm hoping Kane intends to utilize Michael to provide Victor misleading information. We'll see if Kane has been duped or if this is what he should have anticipated. Kane throws Billy aside, and he has a tantrum at home. Then, furious, he chooses to attend the meeting on Kane's train car. Billy screams that Kane shoved him away. However, Phyllis was retained on the squad, which he finds completely absurd. Billy asserts that Kane lacks experience. When the other conspirators leave the train car the following week, Victor arrives and asks Kane, "Are you in or are you out?" Victor has made Kane an offer of some sort. It could be the old one, in which Victor is threatening to divulge the information that he claims Colin Atkinson, Tristan Rogers, defrauded the woman of the inheritance that served as Arabesque's initial seed money. Victor said that if Kane didn't turn over the AI, he would do just that. Victor adds, "You need to decide right now because when I walk off this train, my offer to you is off the table." Kane responds that he will give the extremely menacing offer some thought, but it seems that Victor still wants Kane to work with Jack to destroy Jabot. Kane appears to be thinking about whatever deal Victor is attempting to make. However, he might just be giving Victor that impression, and Kane already has a plan in place to cope with this threat from Victor. The redhead who is delivering terrible news to someone next week is Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and that someone is Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Sally had to tell Audra, "By the way, neither of us have a job because Billy killed Abbott Com before it even got off the ground." If you recall, Billy told Sally that Jack pulled the funding that killed Abbott Com. However, Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, and Jack then told Sally the truth, that Billy told Jack, "Go ahead and take back the money." In addition to being unemployed, Sally and Audra may also be single, as I believe Sally may be done with Billy permanently. It is obvious that he is losing control. Billy is upset with Sally for telling Jack about the AI software, claiming that she isn't considering him. In the end, she has been considering him. She has been attempting to help Billy and save their relationship, but he is simply discarding Sally and everything. After this, I don't think Sally will tolerate Billy any longer. She put everything on the line for him, and Billy was obviously prepared to ruin Sally's future at the first opportunity to get revenge on Victor and to take a chance by grabbing Chancellor. And he succeeded. Why should she stay then? Let's finally discuss Claire and Holden, the man who has a major crush on her. Holden speaks with Claire the following week, and she tells him that she needs some breathing room and distance from Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, because he is constantly pressuring her and not allowing her the time to ponder that she requested. What does 2,000 miles sound like? Asks Holden. Claire appears enticed by Holden's offer to accompany him to Los Angeles. He told Claire that after selling off certain assets in Los Angeles, he would move to Genoa City and make Genoa City his permanent home. Although she appears pleased that Holden is relocating there, Kyle simply wants the man to leave. Claire seemed to be edging closer to Holden and away from Kyle. Claire might break things up with Kyle. If not a split, then at least a temporary one. The future of Claire and Kyle may suffer greatly if she and Holden move to Los Angeles. We also know that Young and the Restless is preparing for this significant drama in Los Angeles. It might or might not be related to what happened in LA years ago, with Audra and Holden and Tucker McCall, Trevor Street John. We will encounter a new Noah Newman, Lucas Adams in this plot. Additionally, we will meet Tamara Braun's character, Sienna Beale, who is portraying a character we have never seen before. Another recent hire, Matt Cohen, will play Detective Burrow. Roger Howarth will play a mysterious character. The city of Genoa never sleeps. Families fall apart under the weight of treachery, boardrooms erupt with plots, and hearts meet in covert meetings. Next week, however, the focus will be on Kane Ashby and Claire Grace, an unlikely couple that is causing a stir in the city. More than just a coincidence, their developing alliance is a ticking time bomb that has the potential to ruin reputations, bind the Newman clan, and rekindle Kane's troubled history. Fans can anticipate sizzling chemistry, risky bets, and a flaming risk that no one saw coming as the stage is set for one of the most daring turns in months. Kane Ashby's return has been the subject of rumors in Genoa City for weeks. Following ugly scandals and heartache, Kane, who was once a dazzling con artist but is now a dedicated family guy, has lived in exile. Many thought Kane's time in Genoa City was over once he left, leaving Lily and the twins to try to rebuild without him. However, reinvention is a key component of the Young and the Restless. Kane returns to town the following week with a swagger and a sense of desperation. This is not the same man who formerly begged for forgiveness. Rather, he is a self-aware individual who is prepared to take chances in order to achieve his goals. Following her difficult debut in Genoa City, Claire Grace has been working to win back Newman's favor. Claire, a disturbed young woman with a tragic past, has been struggling to establish herself as more than simply a manipulative piece in Jordan's tarnished past. Her biological mother, Victoria, wants to have faith in her. Because of Claire's role in Jordan's plots, Nikki is still cautious. On the question of whether Claire is a ticking time bomb or a redemption story, the rest of Genoa City is split. Claire is given a chance that could completely change her future next week. It has a cost though. She needs to stand beside someone who is just as scandal-tainted in order to establish herself. Kane Ashby just so happens to be that someone. It all starts with a fortuitous meeting at Crimson Lights. Back in town and seeming to be re-establishing contact with his kids, Kane sees Claire seated by herself, going through paperwork related to the most recent project at Newman Media. The initial spark is one of recognition rather than romance. Two misfits, both shown as city outcasts, are seeking atonement. Kane thinks Claire would make the ideal partner for a dangerous game. Claire sees Kane as a man who isn't scared to take big chances, and she is determined to prove herself to Victoria and the Newmans. Together, they devise a scheme that has the potential to either save their futures or ruin them both. They're blazing danger, a secret corporate action directed at Newman Enterprises. Kane maintains that his goals are straightforward. He wishes to restore his reputation. However, devoted Die and our fans are aware that Kane's intentions are rarely good. Under the surface, he is motivated by resentment over being ignored by the Winters family and longs for a victory that will restore his reputation. Kane whispers in Claire's ear the following week about a calculated risk pertaining to Newman's expansion plans. They may portray themselves as powerful individuals and show Genoa City that they are not failures but rather formidable opponents if they can outmaneuver Victoria and intercept the appropriate information. One of the most interesting storylines will be Claire's next week. She hesitates on Kane's proposal since she is torn between wanting to leave her mother's shadow and being loyal to her. On the one hand, supporting him is risky because she could be permanently expelled if Nikki or Victor find out. On the other hand, it's her opportunity to finally stop being perceived as Jordan's puppet and start being a woman. This tension is emphasized in scenes involving Claire and Victoria. Although it is tainted with control, Victoria provides her daughter with a secure and stable route in Newman. Kane provides independence, risk, and fire. Which is Claire going to pick? By the end of the week, Claire makes the decision to jump, with Kane, spoiler alert. Even though their partnership starts out as a business risk, Kane and Claire end up falling in love in unexpected ways. Their unmistakable connection was created by their mutual goal and suffering. Claire finds Kane's charm and slyness enticing, whereas Kane sees Claire's resiliency and vulnerability. The scene is set for a tense moment during a late-night brainstorming session at the Grand Phoenix. Kane and Claire look at each other while their hands move across the same sheet. Fans are left wondering if this is all a ploy, or if a romance is ready to blossom as the air sizzles. There will undoubtedly be uproar if The Young and the Restless promotes this combination romantically. Is it possible for Lily, a family man, to become involved with Victoria's daughter? There would be cataclysmic fallout. No one ignores the danger that Kane and Claire take. By the middle of the week, rumors of strange business behavior start to spread. Victor senses betrayal in the air, and his instincts kick in. Already doubting Claire's trustworthiness, Nikki cautions Victoria against placing too much faith in her daughter. The wild card is Victoria, who is divided between her devotion to Newman Enterprises and her love for her daughter. Will she protect Claire or cut her off if she finds out about her relationship with Kane? Adam and Nick, meanwhile, are circling the mayhem like sharks, poised to take advantage of Claire's error. Adam especially enjoys the chance to remind out that Victoria is blinded by her own judgment. When Lily Winters finds out that Kane is back in town, and not just back, but plotting with Claire, it will be one of the most heartbreaking turns of the next week. With an emphasis on her personal stability and happiness, Lily has at last reconstructed her life. She is angry as she sees Kane slip back into perilous waters.